Welcome to Soul Connections. Tonight's story is not about heaven. It is not about angels or familiar faces. It is about darkness, vastness, and silence. And a question that has haunted humanity since the beginning of time. What is consciousness? This is the account of a scientist who crossed beyond the body, entered the void, and encountered a light that answered him. So find a quiet place, let the world fade away, and step with me into the unknown. This is Daniel's story. My name is Daniel Moore. I am a cognitive scientist. I study the nature of awareness, perception, and the human mind. For most of my life, I believed consciousness was nothing more than electrical activity in the brain. A biological process, a temporary phenomenon. When the brain stops, the mind stops. That was my position, until my heart stopped. It happened late one night. I'd been ill for weeks. Exhaustion, chest pain, dizziness, the kind of symptoms you dismiss when you're too busy to listen to your body. That night, I collapsed in my bedroom. I remember reaching for my phone. I remember falling. And then everything ended. But it wasn't unconsciousness. It was absence. Not blackness, not sleep, not nothing, just absence. There was no body, no breath, no heartbeat, no sensation. And yet, I was there. I was aware. There was no up or down, no direction, no space, no time. I was not floating. I was not falling. I was not suspended. Those are spatial concepts. There was no space. I was simply present. A point of awareness in an infinite darkness. At first, I thought, this must be the end. But the longer I existed there, the more something unsettled me. I still knew I existed. I could observe my own awareness, which meant my brain was gone, but I was not. The void was not empty. It was full of depth, like an endless ocean without waves. A silence so complete it felt alive. And then I noticed movement. Far in the distance, if a distance even existed, streaks of light began passing through the darkness. they moved fast, a bit like shooting stars. It was silent, brilliant, and purposeful. Each one appeared briefly and vanished. I didn't see bodies. I didn't see forms. But I knew exactly what they were. They were souls, crossing over, leaving the physical world, passing through the void, each one unique, each one brief, and each one precious. I was witnessing death as a passage, not an ending, but a passage. I felt awe, not fear, not comfort, but awe. I realised I was standing in something ancient, something vast, something sacred. Then the darkness began to change. It didn't disappear or retreat, but it softened. And far ahead, something began to glow. A single point of light. It wasn't harsh or blinding. It was just present, alive, aware. As it moved closer, the void responded to it. The darkness did not oppose the light. It welcomed it. And as the light approached, I felt something I'd never felt before in my life. I felt known. Completely. The light did not have a face. It did not have a shape. It did not speak with words. Yet I understood immediately. This was God. Not the God of religion. Not the God of doctrine. But an excellence so vast, so aware, so complete, that the word God was the only thing my mind could reach for. The light stopped before me, and in its presence I felt small. Not insignificant, but humbled, like standing before the universe itself. I gathered every fragment of thought I had left, and I asked the only question that had ever mattered to me. What is consciousness? The light did not answer with words. It answered with experience. Suddenly I was shown what I truly was. Not a man, not a body, or a memory, or a name. I was awareness itself. A point of perception in an infinite field of being. I saw that consciousness is not created. It is not produced. It does not emerge. It just exists. It always has, and it always will. The light revealed that the brain is not the source of awareness. It is a filter, a receiver, a translator. Consciousness moves through in the way light moves through glass. The body is an interface, a temporary lens, a way for awareness to experience form. I saw that identity is temporary, memory is temporary, the self is temporary, but awareness is eternal. I felt myself dissolve. I didn't disappear. I expanded. My awareness stretched outwards, touching the void itself. And I understood something that broke me open. I had never been separate. I had only believed I was. The shooting lights continued to pass through the darkness. Souls crossing, returning home, moving onward. And I realised I was part of the same journey. I wasn't above it, outside it. I was within it. I felt love then. Not human love, not emotional love, a foundational love. The kind that exists beneath reality itself. The love that holds existence together. I really wanted to stay. I didn't say it, but the desire was there. And the light responded instantly. You must return. I felt resistance, confusion. Why show me all of this only to send me back? And then I understood. I was not being sent back as punishment. I was being sent back as a witness. The light began to withdraw. The void returned. The shooting stars continued their silent journeys, and then everything collapsed inward. I felt weight, pain, air burning in my lungs, hands pressing on my chest, voices shouting. I woke up on my bedroom floor, paramedics around me, the heart monitor is screaming, oxygen mask on my face. They told me my heart had stopped for 4 minutes. Long enough to leave, long enough to remember. I am still a scientist. I still ask questions, but now I ask different ones. Not how does the brain create consciousness, but why does consciousness exist at all? And what are we beneath the body? I no longer believe the universe is indifferent. I believe it is aware, and I believe we are seen. Some experiences do not give us answers. They give perspective. If this story stayed with you, perhaps it touched something familiar. Because even in the deepest darkness, light finds us. And even beyond the body, we remain. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for staying open. And thank you for walking into the unknown. Until next time, sleep well.